The militant movement. When one thinks of the 1960s fashion, we often think of go-go boots and bright colors, or the mop top of hair of the Beatles, or the afro. But only the afro has its roots in the civil rights movement. Let's find out how. The militant movement. Learning targets. I can compare the nonviolent civil rights movement to the militant movement. Explain the goals and actions of Black Power, Malcolm X, and the Black Panther Party. After the Civil Rights Act and Voting Rights Act were passed, the movement had ended segregation, schools were slowly being integrated, and voting rights were being protected by federal laws. However, the struggle for equality was not done. The Black community had double unemployment of the white community. Racism was prevalent, and many Black Americans faced police brutality. Some members of the Black community rejected King's teachings of nonviolence and instead sought new, more militant ways to achieve their rights. Sometimes in a race, it's all about speed. I would not mind racing this way, nor would I mind racing this way. But really, it is all about time, like you see on this turtle's back. Black Power. Since the nonviolent civil rights movement had begun, the Black community had seen buses bombed, civil rights workers beaten, children attacked by the police with dogs and hoses, and civil rights leaders killed. Some lost faith in the nonviolent methods of Martin Luther King Jr. They felt that the movement was moving too slow and had a high price tag attached to it in the form of violence that members of the Black community faced. As Malcolm X explained, while King was having a dream, the rest of us are having a nightmare. Malcolm X. Stokely Carmichael, who you see in the bottom left-hand corner, was one of these individuals. He'd been a member of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, participated in freedom rides in Freedom Summer. He had been arrested 27 times and sought a new way to gain rights for the Black community after his friend James Meredith was murdered. He explained, "We've been saying freedom for 6 years and we ain't got nothing. What we're going to start saying now is Black Power. Black people in this country to unite, to recognize their heritage, and build a sense of community." Stokely Carmichael. Carmichael popularized a name to a new movement, Black Power. Although it had been said in a book before, he brought it to life. At its heart, the Black Power movement wanted to instill pride in the heritage and culture of the Black community. Members of the Black community began to wear their hair naturally in afros, wear African-inspired clothing, and take Black studies courses. It encouraged Black Americans to help their own communities and to defend themselves and respond to violence as needed. Now you know why the afro was so popular. It was about having pride in the culture and heritage of the Black community.